Hi, it's Pappy time. Today we're going to be making spaghetti. Now, of course, the main ingredient in any spaghetti is the spaghetti itself. Wah wah. And we're going to brown up some ground beef. And we're going to mix in some sauce, some marinara. We've got stuff with lots of flavor here, so we're not going to have to work too hard at it. It's just going to be delicious, and we're going to enjoy. The two major tasks when preparing spaghetti is the browning of the ground beef, and the other one would be the boiling of the spaghetti itself. Oh, and I've got a cat here who wants to say hi. Meow. 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 See, he just loves to talk to me. Okay, so let's get on with it. So one of the first steps here is we filled up our pot about halfway with water. Probably can't see that, but that's what we've done here. We're going to set that on and we're going to start that heating up. I could use another pan for the beef, but in this case what I'm going to just do is use my electric skillet. Now I'll move the camera up a little bit so you can see better. What I'm going to do is just open up the beef. I let this thaw since this morning. I got it out this morning. It's about supper time now. And I'm just going to cut that open, split that out, and get the beef out of the package and into the pan. Get all that yummy goodness in there. Once the beef is cooked, we'll drain off some of the fat. But we're going to just basically, once it's cooked, we'll add our marinara sauce and get it nice and warm so that when it comes time to put it together with the spaghetti, we'll be ready. It is virtually impossible to cook a small amount of spaghetti. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up making enough spaghetti to feed myself lunch for probably a couple days. And that's good because it saves money. Inexpensive, easy, delicious, and you eat on it more than once. So we probably got $3 or $4 worth of hamburger there. We'll say $4. We got another $1 or so in the spaghetti. So that puts us at $5. This was probably $2 or $3. Looks like a pretty good brand. I don't know, just whatever I pulled out of the cabinet. So we got $8 or $9, but this is going to make at least 3 meals. So at that rate, we're running around $3 a plate. Maybe better if I get 4 meals out of it. I don't know. I'm a fat kid, so it's not likely to go much more than 3. But once we start getting a little heat on the seam, we start breaking up the meat. That's important so that we get heated on all sides. We want it to brown thoroughly. We see it browns very quickly on the edges, but we need all of the meat brown. We need it cooked. It's not like we're fixing a steak or a hamburger or something where you might be interested in a little bit of red meat in the middle. When it comes to fixing ground beef with spaghetti, it needs to be cooked. Or at least it needs to be cooked for me, I'll say that much. I think just as a matter of safety, if it's something that you plan on saving, it's not a good idea to save something that isn't cooked all the way through. I don't think. So in other words, never have steak as a leftover. Always eat all of it. Yes. Can't go wrong doing that. And once it's pretty well chopped up, I could go from using this tool over to using like a spatula or a wooden spoon. It's not really necessary. This does the job, and I don't care how finely ground my final heated up hamburger is. You know, and in the simultaneous universe, while this is cooking, over here on this other pan, the spaghetti is getting hot, or the spaghetti water, I should say, is getting hot. You know, before it boils, I tend to mix it a little bit so that the heat distributes within the water. It's going to be ready real soon to start dropping the spaghetti in, though. I like to get it good and hot before I even add the spaghetti. Something that will help pasta from sticking. Some people add a little salt. I just add a few drops of your favorite cooking oil. It can be a little EVOO. It can be a little canola. Whatever you want. We're just going to get that into the water. That way, when we go to putting the spaghetti in, which we're going to do, I found a while back that you could actually buy spaghetti in a half length. And that seemed to me like an excellent idea. You can break these in half first, or you can just do like I do and drop them in and hope for the best. They're gonna, as the bottom part gets wet, it's going to start bending, and we'll have the entire stalk of the spaghetti down in there in just a moment. Turn you back around where you can see the meat. It's coming along nicely. Just stir it up a little bit, keep it going. That won't be long at all till that meat's ready. I'm going to turn it down a bit because we really don't need to have it done way ahead of the spaghetti. Look at that. Boil, boil, boil. Let's turn that down to just a regular boil instead of an explosive boil. Look at that. I told you that spaghetti would all go down in there. It's almost all in there now. And once it's all in, then we start the clock. We got us a 10-minute clock on the spaghetti. So help me pay attention. I need some positivity going here. Get in there, you. I don't feel like fighting with you. I just want to eat. Okay, look, it's all in the water now. Current time is 4:57 on the clock over there. Back to the meat. The meat is pretty well done. I'm going to actually turn it down to just to keep warm. And I need to just drain off a little bit of that grease. In order to do that, I'm going to get a strainer, set it in the sink, make sure I don't have anything else in the same sink with it. And I'm right here, and I'm just going to kind of use a spatula to keep the meat from free-ranging out. We're not going to get a lot of juice out of this. We're just going to take the big, bad, free-ranging juice here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Can you see all that beefy goodness in there? Okay. Now, I'm not going to turn it down completely. I'm just going to set it on warm. Okay, we got that open. We're going to put all that yummy whole garlic and sweet basil marinara in there. Might wash that container. We can use it to store stuff later. Anytime you get a glass container, it's a good idea to hang on to it. They're hard to come by, and they're excellent for storage, and they're completely reusable. Use it as many times as you want. You can put spices in a smaller one like that, or whatever my wife decides she wants to put in it. I don't have a lot of leftovers. She does. I don't quite know how that works, but in any event, this is just going to sit here and percolate for a while. Okay, folks, the time has come to finish this up, and I'm moving the camera over because I'm going to take the spaghetti, and it's ready to go here. Probably can't see that. I'm going to pour it through a strainer and separate the water. Now, it's a good idea to have a rag or pot holder or something handy, because what you want to do is kind of shake that out a little bit and make sure you get all the water out of it. And you can either put it back in the same pan it came from and put your marinara in it, or do like I do and just dump the spaghetti into the marinara. It really does not matter whatsoever. What does matter is that you mix thoroughly before you attempt to consume. We don't need any more heat. I want to turn the heat itself off. And I'm going to mix this. Either way, you'd have to mix it. Hope you can see that. Move the camera up just a little bit, maybe get a little bit better view. And we're just mixing it in. You'll be so glad you did. We want to get all of that garlic, all of that hamburger, all of that marinara, all of those juices thoroughly combined. It's not something you need to be in a hurry about. Now, I stopped the camera for a while everything was just percolating along, because it would have been a pretty boring video. But it only took about 10 minutes or so for the spaghetti from the time we last saw the noodles starting to boil. And then I poured in the marinara. And at this point, we're pretty well mixed. I think I'm ready to get something to scoop this out with. And I thought I had something, but maybe not. I'm just going to reach down here in front of the camera, very indelicately. Oh, here we go. Did you get a good view of the back of my head? I don't know. I won't know until I edit. Anyway, got me some tongs, got a plate, and let's find out what this is really going to taste like. Look at that. Sure is pretty. If you really wanted to be cool, you could have chopped up a little green onion or chives or something, sprinkle it on top. That would have been fun. I'm not so fancy. I just want to eat. So let's go to the dining room. All right, now we're ready for the taste test. We've moved to the dining room, set up our plate. Got a little bit of cheese we can put on it. Most people like a little parmigiana. I'm no different. Sprinkle a little over the top. Mix it in as you see fit. I don't mix it a whole lot. I just kind of get it all into the surface there a little bit. And let's find out what this tastes like. Now you can get fancy and do that. You might cut it up. I think much smaller pieces would be easier to eat, but we're not going for easy, we're going for yummy. It's not always the same thing. Today it is. Oh, yeah. Man, that's some good spaghetti right there. When I get in the mood for spaghetti, it's just something I want. And this is good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and eat. I'll talk to y'all later. Don't forget to, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit that notification thing, whatever. And we'll catch you next time on Pappy Time.